A new breath of air. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video where I'll be sharing my experience on Soundpeats' latest release in the Air series. This is the Soundpeats Air 5 Pro, coming in at $80 US. Before we dive deeper into this, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Soundpeats for sending this unit in exchange for my honest feedback. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties. The unboxing is pretty straightforward where you get a bunch of panda stickers. It's always nice to have for kids, but if you've owned other Soundpeats devices, then you might wish for something different. It comes with the usual charging cable, a set of interchangeable ear tips, and the case itself. The design of the case is pretty simple. Matte black finish to the case, USB charging port at the bottom with a button for connectivity. When opened, it reveals more than your typical cases of the past. Good and bad, good being that it's easier to access your earbuds when opening the case. The bad is also that it's more prone to falling off if not careful. It's still magnetized so it clicks into place, but if you accidentally bump the earbuds on the angle while trying to take it off, then it might fall off, so something to note. Other than that, a standard case. The design of the Air 5 Pro is coming closer to the capsule series, where you have a rose gold-like finish to the faceplate, but it keeps that plastic black body which differentiates it from the capsule series, since the capsule is mostly matte black body finishes. The shiny black plastic does give it a bit of that budget look, but the faceplate helps it steer away from completely looking budget. And looking at the price of these earbuds, they still look better than a lot of budget earbuds at this price range. For fit and comfort, it's pretty much the same experience with the other Air series. Light, comfortable, and with the addition of the silicone ear tips, it provides a seal and better fit security. If you don't like that silicone, you can still choose the non-pro version of the Air series, but the Air 5 Pro still keeps up to its name. So just running through a bit of functions and features, it supports up to Bluetooth 5.4, supports most audio codecs available today. Battery life is about 7.5 hours on a single charge with a total of 37 hours with the case, so plenty of battery life for a day's commute before needing to put it back into the case for that second life. 10 minutes of charging gives you 2 hours of playback, IPX5, which is the usual light waters but no dunking of course. This is the microphone test of the Soundpeats Air 5 Pro, and this is what it sounds like. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. If you've owned any of latest Soundpeats devices, then the app control is pretty much the same, where opening the Peats Audio app, again as mentioned in a lot of my recent Soundpeats video, it is not the Soundpeats app, it's the Peats Audio app. On the main interface, you have the battery life indicator, then you've got a few tabs where you can toggle switch between the ANC mode, and there's a bit more features baked into the ANC, where for transparent mode, you can select between standard transparency or voice enhancement. And for the noise cancelling, you can switch between adaptive noise cancellation, indoor noise cancellation, or outdoor noise cancellation, and there's even traffic mode. I think they do really well with the ANC, especially for something at this price range. You can toggle disable touch double device connection feature, game mode, and you can have custom key controls, but as stock you have the typical single click on either side for volume control, double click for pause and play, triple click for voice assistant, but it can all be toggled based on your preference. There's even a tab on the top right where it opens up a few more features like firmware upgrade, LD audio toggle, LDAC toggle, fit test, even fine earbuds where it'll make the earbuds have some sound, but it's quite faint, but at least there's a function there. Overall, a lot of features from the app itself, and it's still one of the better app support, especially for TWSs at this price range. There's also a few EQ presets, but as always their Soundpeats Classic still sounds the best. We can always have a custom EQ setting with the 10-band EQ that is always welcomed. Personally, I'd push back the entire sound presentation a little bit since it's a bit on the forward side, and since we're here, let's dive deeper into the sound. But the sound of the Air 5 Pro at stock is one of the more intimate sounding earbuds from Soundpeats. The sound is a little more close in, a little bit more forward. It's great in a way that you're getting a lot of headroom to play with, especially coming from an open style earbud. Bass has that weight to their notes. It's not the most impactful bass, but it's got a lot of weight. So vocal notes sound full as well. Treble is smooth, which is a good option considering how close the sound is to your ears. You're not getting that sharp attack from trumpets, and if they elevated this region any higher, it would have been a bit too piercing. However, I still wish the overall presentation took a small step back. because when the tracks get busy, it does get a little overwhelming, and while there's enough separation for normal tracks, it still struggles with very busy tracks like anime soundtracks. Otherwise, as an overall, it's a very smooth, warm, and forward-sounding presentation at stock classic preset, but I EQ it a little bit just to give the overall presentation a little bit of space and breathing room. So comparing it with other Soundpeats devices, I feel the Air 5 Pro is catching up to one of my favorite TWS from Soundpeats, which is the Capsule 3 Pro Plus. The faceplate design is a lot similar to the Capsule series than the Air series as mentioned earlier. The biggest difference would be the plastic used for the shell, with the shiny black plastic for the Air and the matte black on the capsule. And personally, I prefer the matte black, but the Air 5 Pro still retains its lightweight nature, matching up to its name. In terms of sound performance, I feel the Capsule series is still a small step above, but the margins are getting closer unless Soundpeats decides to release the next iteration of the Capsule series. But for now, the Capsule delivers a bit more details and a better sense of staging for its sound. So the way I look at it is that if you're all about fit and comfort, the Air 5 Pro edges out the Capsule, but if you want a tad more from your sound at stock, then the Capsule series is still my pick, but they both can be EQ'd, so they both can bring out their own flavor to the table. So in summary, the Air 5 Pro is another worthy successor to the Air line from Soundpeats, staying true to its nature of being a lightweight earbud but delivering plenty of functions and features while being a little bit more wallet friendly compared to the other typical major brands out there. When it comes to budget TWSs, Soundpeats is still very competitive in this space, but that's just based on one man's experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Will you be trying out the Soundpeats Air 5 Pro, or what is your favorite TWS from Soundpeats? Comment below and let me know, and with that all said, thank you once again to Soundpeats for this opportunity and to all of you for watching.